Well, hello, hello. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Hello.
Doing wonderful. Thank you. We're so happy to have you on with us today. Sorry we don't have our usual background here, but hey, we're in the holidays, so we're doing it wherever we can, right?
A nice background either way, so yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, we're here deep in the heart of Texas. Well, right in the middle of the country, actually. And and so of course we love to get some good entertainment. And right now is gosh, it's such a good time. We need just some fun, some silliness about this time in the world, don't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost seems like perfect timing because, of course, we see a lot about things about the Rainbow Bridge right about now. Sadly, I just saw a couple
Yeah.
things today.
Saw that trending a couple weeks ago. We were like, let's oh. Oh, that's what
Oh
it's
no.
referencing.
Oh, I thought we were talking about holiday time. I feel like people are always like missing their buddies,
Right,
fur
right.
friends.
Oh, sure, that too. Right.
Well, they are, but just I've seen a couple of particular Rainbow Bridge posts in the last couple of days too that have been like, oh gosh, right now. But
Oh
but
yeah.
Yeah.
it's certainly a sad time for me. But a lot of people have their their own kind of fantasies about how what this looks like, what it could be like, and of course there are also very very twisted people with their own ideas, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
But it's a fun world to play in. It's something that I was thinking, when it was over. This would be a really fun, long feature. Is that kind of the goal here? Or are you good with
Yeah.
it like it is? Okay,
No,
good.
definitely. It was really, if anything, it's sort of a proof of concept in that way to be like, is this something that we can do? Can we make I mean, the challenge was, yeah, like first, can I make something narrative? I'm usually making more like experimental stuff. And I mean, I've been building narrative over the time, but this is easily the most like, I hate to say epic, but yes, like in terms of scope, yeah, anything I've ever done before. So this was a way to sort of test that out and be like, yeah, could this be a feature? So right now, Suki, my wife and producer on this film, among many other things, we're working on a feature version right now that sort of
Good.
expands upon the world. Obviously, would still star two over here, and just like we're trying to build that out, and it's not difficult.
Well, we've spent a lot of time working in this world with these characters. And when Dimitri first came up with a concept, it really was built around us working with two who's, we're longtime friends and fans. And so once we kind of like got two in the mix, the characters kind of demand a lot more, we feel like. They demand a feature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the hope.
Yeah, we have way too much backstory for everybody that, no one will ever see in the short version, but it's there. Like it's very lived in the world.
Yeah. And two, you look like you had a lot of fun playing in this world, right?
Yeah, it was great. I really liked working with Heather and James. They were kind of like supposed to be lovers, but also like doctors, So it was just kind of like fun to interact with them and like kind of like play around in the scene all day. And it was very playful, So I had a lot of fun.
And kind of a fun animal co-star, right?
Yeah, yeah. I have experience interacting with puppets, so it was easy to think that it was a real dog, So it was yeah, it's fun to have a real dog to that's massive and
Oh yeah.
it was huge, yeah. But it didn't really seem like what's it called? I knew it was fake, but it was not fake, so it was cool.
It was real to
It
you.
was
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was fake? Come on.
Looking at all the extra footage, you're just going through all the footage during the edit. It's amazing to how much you treat puppet Mimu like a real dog, like regular real world puppet Mimu. You're just constantly petting him. You're really
Even when we're not rolling.
Even when we're not rolling, you're giving him a lot of love, which we appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought Mimu was real at that point, you know.
Yeah.
So it only like when I saw the inside of Mimu, you know, that was like, oh yeah, there's a grown man in there, you know.
Oh, in the
So
big
Oh, and the
bucket,
big
yeah.
bird, yes.
right.
Oh,
Oh
the
yeah,
big
yeah.
one.
Oh, the little Mimu, real Mimu, magic Mimu and real Mimu, real world Mimu. He's so cute, you know. It's like he's real. You know, I never thought he wasn't alive at all. I mean, the whole thing was he's still alive right now, you know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but only
He's-
for another moment, but only for so much longer.
Was he around there somewhere?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he lives in
there
our
he is.
house now, and
It's a little horrifying, like at night when you see like a silhouette of something, you know, that's
if
like,
one of us like moves his head,
yes.
you know, and the next
You move
day
him-
it's like, why is Mimu looking at me?
Yeah, he has a very lifelike presence. Like
Very
you
much
don't
so.
think about you don't really think about how what he really is, you know,
Yeah.
physically.
Well, and this was fun too because you could tell that you guys had a lot of fun making this, and it was made with love, you know. And it's something that we've all been on sets that are not that much fun, and to be on something like this, you could just tell it looks like you had fun with this. So you have some pretty good memories from it.
Yeah, we take like we take a lot that we work with a very like loving team. I think that that's like our main priority is that like we don't work with jerks. We don't work with like bad attitudes or we will not handle it. I
And
don't know. We won't tolerate it.
the way a set feels is so important, we feel like, for
Yeah.
the outcome of the film. And also just we love filmmaking, but we take it seriously, but it's not something like, there's no reason to ever yell at anybody. There's like, it's an easy
It's easy to be
arena
nice.
in.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not difficult. I think all of us have been on sets where, people just don't treat each other well. It's like, hey, this is serious business, so we have to all be miserable.
Like, is it?
And that like turned me off to certain types of, I don't know, to certain parts of the industry for a long time until I realized, oh, it doesn't have to be this way. You can make a film with love and it shows. I mean, I'm glad.
And with your friends, like most of these people are like,
I mean,
close friends.
Many of them we did know, a lot of them we didn't, and now we are family. Like truly, like I am just like so. We love so many of the people that we didn't know beforehand, but who got it. I think that's like really the important thing about this is, and it's something that Suki and I take very seriously of like bringing people together. I think we've just done that over the years in different forms, whether it's shows or festivals or films or digital stuff, whatever it might be. So that's always been a big part of our lives. So I think this was no different, and it was like, yeah, that's right, this can be done.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, there was a lot of breathing room too. Like I never really felt rushed, you know, and like it wasn't like a scenario where like we need this 10 minutes ago, you know, or like we did things so many times where like we actually were able to like really mess around and like have fun and got to do things like lots of different ways, which was really cool. And everyone was just really good at what they did, and I was just like really impressed with everyone, and everyone seemed like they were trying to impress each other too, which was cool. And it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, of course, people have followed on with what each of you do, and they've been thinking, it's pretty cool. I'd love to do that, but certainly not easy. And so, what kind of advice would each of you offer to somebody that wants to follow in your footsteps and make something cool and fun and different?
You want to go first?
You go first.
I think that my advice in general is find one or two friends who are at all interested in making anything, and just don't be so precious. Make something, even if it's not for public consumption, even if it's just to practice or to play. I think the key thing is making yourself make work no matter what, and also just finding the people that also want to make work. So
yeah, I would say that like you can't really control how people receive your work, and if they like it, that's wonderful, but the one thing you can kind of control is your output. And just make stuff, just constantly make things. It doesn't, they don't all need to be perfect. They don't all need to be you know, features or anything like that. It's just keep making things, and eventually that will catch up with you.
Yeah. And like have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Fun. And it's like it's more fun when you like it, you know, when you like what you're doing. And when you can like find an excuse to hang out with your friends, that's great, you know. And it's cool to make things. It's just fun to make things, you know, that's that you like, you know, and that's great. And it's cool to see your friends make things that they like. It's like, oh, you like that? Okay, you know, and
I think also
Yeah.
it doesn't, you know, we're filmmakers, but we're also, all three of us are we're artists beyond filmmakers as well. So I think it's just like, you know, it's expensive and hard to make films, but sometimes you can, you know, channel that energy into other mediums, and then
And it all relates. I
it
think
does all
that's
relate.
something that
Yeah.
we always say, like, you know, whether it's illustration, design, painting, filmmaking, music, it's all kind of the same in a lot of in you know, in a lot of ways. I think like once you get decent at one, you can kind of apply those skills, whatever they may be, and then like your style emerges. And I think if you can make that clear to, again, yourself, let alone other people, who cares? It's more about you, I think. That's what matters most, is that like once people, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is my voice, this is my style, this is my art, this is my, you know, these are the themes I touch upon. And then it can apply to anything.
Yeah. Well, and Dimitri, it's been, cool to see this stuff, of course, with everything is terrible, and then taking that all around with that on the road. And then, of course, the permanent exhibition at Meow Wolf, which we just got one here in Texas. So
Yeah.
it's got to be pretty cool just to, just to see things grow and to be able to, go to a fest like this, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's crazy to do so many, like, I love messing with the idea of narrative. That's always been something I think, again, all of us love doing. The three of us really love in our own.
Yeah.
But it's funny that I'm going to like straight narrative this late in my life, kind of, I guess, you know what I mean? Like I was so kind of against it, not against it. It's hard to make things. It's hard to make a narrative short. It's hard to do it right. It's hard to get this many people together. So it was sort of, it built up over the course of my life so far, as to be like, oh, I had to learn how to make narratives out of thousands of other narratives. And then I wanted to make, Meow Wolf was a way to tell a narrative in this experimental way where you're kind of living through it, like you don't just watch it, you experience it and interact with it. And so this is just, again, an extension of that, where it's like, no, it's just it's, as far as, the actual thing itself, it is a narrative. It's a narrative work. It's not, it's not found footage. It's not interactive. It is just a short. And to me, that feels like the most experimental thing I think I can do right now, where I'm like, whoa, a plot and an arc and a beginning, middle, and end.
I think that the world building that you did with Pizza Pals is something that you were like, oh, I love to build a world. And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, let's apply that
Yeah,
to
so exactly.
narrative filmmaking. And I think that's kind of why, not to toot your horn too much, but like I think that's kind of why part of why the world feels so real and so lived in is like every like poster, every brochure, all these little things. It's like the skills you were developing on Pizza Pals for Meow Wolf, they're all on screen, all of them.
There's so much we didn't get to show in the short of like, oh, what did the Rainbow Bridge logo look like in like the late 70s? And then what about the mid 80s? And what about this? And what were what were they studying? And what were there? So there was literally like thousands of media that you don't get to see. It got a little silly at a certain point when we were doing pre-production. But again, I think it all shows as a whole, that you can just see, okay, there's something like tangible there. There's a world there going on. I want more. I want to leave you wanting more. That's like that was a big goal, I think, of ours. Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool. Well, that's what my co-host Drew Pearson and one of our NFL greats calls a Hail Mary moment. You just kind of gotta go for it and throw everything out there and make it work.
Definitely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. So where is everybody going to get to see this next, and when do you think we might see the full length?
Well, we're waiting on, you know, it's now Sundance is the best possible
Yes.
film fest run you could ask for. So that's like great start to the year. So we're pretty much just gonna
It'll be playing at more festivals throughout the year, and after that, we don't know. I am optimistic that this film will connect with people and that there will be a desire to produce the feature version. And we're like, we're ready to go. We're like ready to jam. We're like starving to make this
we're ready
feature.
to
So I don't know. You know anyone?
Yeah.
By the way,
I may just know somebody actually.
by the way, did you say you're in Dallas?
I am.
We've played the Texas Theater many times. That is one of our favorite venues to play. Barack over there is amazing. We are it is truly one of like the best theaters in the country, if not North America. It's amazing.
It really is. I'll be there tonight for their screening. If we turn this around fast enough, their Nightmare on Elm Street 3 with a little drag intro. So it's going to be
that's
going to be wild.
That's awesome. Wait, 3 is Dream Warriors?
No, it's 4.
That is Dream Warriors, indeed.
Wait, it is?
Written by Frank Darabont, right? Which is insane.
That might be right, and I think it's directed by Rennie Harlan too. Is it real crazy? And music by Dawkins. So
Yeah,
music, exactly. Hell yeah, no, that's just such a great theater. We love it. So yeah, and really like playing theaters like that sort of made me realize the exhibition is so important. And so that's like, I mean, we would do a traveling roadshow with this thing. I want to bring Mimu on the road. I want to,
I know. We keep trying to figure out how to bring 11-foot tall Mimu puppet. We're like, let's bring them to Sundance.
Park City, and we're like,
Semi. Rent the semi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get a box.
His ear is like blowing in the wind down the highway.
Past their time.
That's great. Well, we're so excited for you guys. I can't wait to see what's next for you. Congratulations on the Sundance thing, and we're going to tell everybody check it out there, and look forward to talking to all of you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Good,
It was
thank
nice
you.
to meet you.
Really nice
Hey,
meeting you.
wonderful. Thank you so much.